What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Countdown Scouting Network. I'm your host, Joey Garcia, and today we're going to get into the AFC West undrafted free agents that we think might have a chance to make some of these rosters. So let's get started with the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, starting off with the Kansas City Chiefs, we've got a running back. Last year they hit big on a 7th-round pick, Isaiah Pacheco at running back. The running back room's still a little thin, and they brought in a couple undrafted guys and paid some of them pretty handsomely. So Deneric Prince, the running back out of Tulsa, is one that they brought in and gave $260,000 guaranteed. So that's one of the bigger guarantees that we've seen throughout this year for undrafted guys. He's 6 feet tall, 215 pounds. He has very impressive athleticism for his size, and his contact balance is something else that he is prideful of. So if you think of Isaiah Pacheco at 5'11", 210 pounds, this is kind of the same guy without the home run hitting speed. That's the thing. His vision's not great. His speed's not great, but he can make some bounce cuts. He can get to the edge. He's fairly explosive. This is a guy who I think can take that RB2 role. He's not going to be a guy that's going to be your pass catcher or anything like that. So you'll still need Jerick McKinnon for that. But this is your RB2 for in between the tackles type stuff, and he can run outside a little bit. So I think this is a guy that'll stick as probably RB2, RB3 on this roster. Again, this running back room is fairly thin, so I think he has a chance to make it. Honorable mentions, I put Truman Jones, the edge from Harvard, in there. He's more of an explosive edge. He's raw. He didn't really go up against any big talent, obviously, playing at Harvard. So he is a guy who's raw and is going to need to refine some of his pass rush moves and everything like that. But I think there's some potential there. And they also paid him, I believe they also matched that $260,000 guarantee. So they gave him that as a sign-in bonus. Aiden Bourgeau is another guy that I like, running back out of Harvard. He just does the little things right. They didn't guarantee him that much money, but he's a guy who can catch the ball out the backfield. He's not the most athletic guy, but he does the little things right. He's got pretty good vision, and as a hard worker, probably gonna work on special teams, and if he makes the roster, it's probably through special teams. So wanted to give him a shout out though. Going to the Los Angeles Chargers, we have Gerard Clark, the defensive tackle out of Coastal Carolina. He is 6'4", 340 pounds, and his arm length is really good. He's got good power. He's got a very good motor. He doesn't really have any pass rush moves, so it's not going to be anything from the interior creating pressure on the quarterback. He's really just a nose tackle that's going to clog up some holes. I think this is one thing that they are kind of missing on this defense. So he's someone that I put faith in. I think could do a good job of run defending A-gap to A-gap and taking a little bit of that pressure off of some of these linebackers that they have over there. Honorable mentions, I also had to bring up Elijah Dotson. He's the running back from Northern Colorado. If you remember, the last Northern Colorado running back the Los Angeles Chargers got undrafted was Austin Eckler. So they need someone to replace Austin Eckler. He's not as strong as Austin Eckler is. Austin Eckler is like 5'9", 200 pounds, but he's extremely strong. Elijah Dotson is more like 5'9", 190. He's got good burst. He's got good vision. He's got good hands. His speed's pretty good as well. He's someone that's going to be more of a change of pace. He can't really break any tackles in between the tackle. You won't see any of that. But he's a guy who could stick as RB3 on this roster. Going to the Las Vegas Raiders, we have McClendon Curtis. He's an interior offensive lineman from UT Chattanooga. He's 6'3", 350 pounds, and he's very strong. He's got good functional strength. He can anchor down well. He's got good hips, it looks like, but he can't really move. He's not that agile. So they did give him $240,000 guaranteed. I think he's going to fight for that interior swing guard role that they're going to have there, and I think he can win it. Another guy that they liked was Dalton Wagner. He's the offensive tackle from Arkansas. He's 6'8", 320 pounds, and they also guaranteed him a lot of money as well. I think it was about $240. And he's a guy who his limited mobility, but he moves fairly well for his size. Again, he is 6'8", so his pad level is pretty high. He struggles to anchor a little bit, but obviously that's because his pad level is very high, being 6'8". He is a little sluggish with his feet, and he can't really move laterally. But his wingspan's good enough where he doesn't really get beat on speed rushes that much because of that. So he has a chance. I put my money on McClendon Curtis, though. Now let's go to Denver. They brought in Jaleel McLaughlin, the running back from Youngstown State. I actually got to watch him at the Hula Bowl this year. I got to watch him in person, and he is small, as you would expect, 5'8", 185 pounds, but he's explosive. He was getting lost behind the line of scrimmage, and next thing you know, bam, he was shooting between the guard and tackle, and he was gone. He's explosive. He's got really good athleticism. And he's got good contact balance. For his size, being 5'8", 185 pounds, he'll lower his shoulder on guys. He breaks through arm tackles. He's fairly explosive and fairly strong for being 5'8", 185 pounds. So he's someone I'm surprised didn't get drafted, honestly. I thought he would be a 6th or 7th round pick, and I think he can make this roster. I know they have a couple of veterans that are playing behind Javonte Williams, but man, I don't see how, if you're going to carry 4 running backs, I don't see how he's not your 4th running back, and he might fight to be that 3rd running back. It's just a change of pace guy. Honorable mention I put in here is P.J. Mustipher, the interior defensive lineman from Penn State. He's just a run-stopping defensive lineman, but again, this is a guy who I thought was going to get drafted. I thought he'd be a 5th, 6th round guy as just a pure run-stopping defensive lineman. So I think they both probably end up making this roster. So that is the last one for this. Go ahead and leave a like down below if you enjoyed this, and put down in the comments if there's any undrafted guys on one of these teams that you like and you think's a sleeper to make this roster. And we can go ahead and talk about it in the comment section. So appreciate you guys watching. Tomorrow we will start I think we're done with the AFC, so we'll start with the NFC East tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Peace.